guys, welcome back to the Lunchtime Vlogs, and today's topic is entitled people. If you're dealing with someone who has an inflated sense of self-worth and believes they deserve to be treated differently than everyone else, well, tune in because we've got about 17 signs that the person may be self-entitled. So what does it mean to be self-entitled? Normally, selfless people are self-sacrificing. They put the needs of others before their own. They care deeply about others' feelings and would never do anything intentionally to hurt that individual. Versus going to the contrary of self-entitled people. They believe that they should be treated differently from everyone else because in their minds, they deserve it. They believe they are better than other people. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure we've all encountered someone that feels they're entitled. They think the rules don't apply to them. They're self-absorbed and they're argumentative. Self-entitled people often are argumentative because they feel as their own self-worth is so much more important than what we have to say. They'll argue just for the sake of arguing, or even admit or refuse to admit that they were wrong, even when it is proved to them that they are wrong. And people call it stubborn at times. Well, I'll tell you what, self-entitled, they're never wrong. They don't do anything. They go out of their way to serve themselves. Self-entitlement, people tend to be self-serving. They think only about what's best for them, often pushing others aside in order to get it. They take the last piece of food. A good example, let's put it this way. A good example is that they'll take the last piece of food off a platter. If given the chance, self-entitlement can make them greedy at times too. They feel they deserve better. Now, I don't know anybody that has ever encountered a self-entitled person that would not disagree with this. Self-entitlement often think that the world owes them something, or at least that things should be more easier for them than for others. They expect to have better lives without working hard towards them. Self-entitlement makes them lazy and unwilling to work for what they want. How many of us have encountered that? I can say that almost on a daily basis. They have an exaggerated sense of self-worth. These self-entitled people often feel as though their own self-worth is greater than anyone else around them, that they're better than or more important in some way. They tend to think highly of themselves, overestimate their abilities. Self-entitlement can often cause others to view them in an arrogant way at times. Is this sounding like anybody that you've encountered in your life? I have one on a daily basis. They think as though they deserve special treatment. Well, we all work hard in our daily lives. So, special treatment for the self-centered often comes at a price for others, because most people will just be so exhausted from dealing with that self-centered person that they just give in. It's easier to give in and let them have their way. They believe they're better than others. I think it's more self-righteous, believing that everyone should treat them the way they think they deserve to be treated. Sorry, itch on my eye tonight. They think of themselves as perfect at all times. Self-entitlement makes it hard for those who view life differently to communicate with them effectively or work with them. Trust and believe that. I mean, it gets unreal when you're dealing with somebody that's so self-centered about themselves that everything they do is perfect, they never do anything wrong, and they hate to have it pointed out to them that they may not know better. Just saying. Self-entitled people think that they know better. We've already covered that. They won't give up, and they definitely won't own up to a mistake that they've made. Often they won't take responsibility for the mistakes, even those around them that have been affected by them. They'll blame others instead of taking self-accountability. This can make the self-entitled person appear as though they don't care about what happens to those around them or how things turn out in certain situations that arise. Anything striking a chord yet? Keep listening. They don't tend to listen to others because their opinion is, right? They tend to be self-obsessed, always thinking about themselves and their own needs first before anyone else. This makes it difficult for them to reflect on their flaws or imperfections, but of course, a self-centered or self-entitled is never wrong. They tend to have the "it's my way or the highway" attitude, which leaves little room for compromise. They think their opinions are better than others. Who has not dealt with that one? Self-entitled people tend to think that their opinions are better than everyone else's. Self-entitlement makes it difficult for other individuals to see things from someone else's. Self-entitled people dealing with them makes it difficult for them to see someone else's perspective because, again, they feel that they're right. They compare themselves with others. Self-entitlement often means that they're comparing themselves with all of those that are around them in an attempt to self-validate. And they tend to compare themselves to people who have less than they do. Now, I did mention about, you know, economic situations and the tendency for them to point out, well, they're better off. Better off how? I mean, there are plenty of single parents in this world, and we have to tend for our families. Some of us have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, versus these self-entitled individuals that, "Oh, well, I work part-time to pay for this or that or everything else." And I'm sorry, guys, if I'm sounding really sarcastic tonight. I've been dealing with a self-entitled person, and I think I've come to my wit's end with them. And I am sharing this on my blog because I think it's important that people realize that those self-entitled in their lives, they don't have to put up with it. And majority of it, and the last and final point that I'm gonna make on the self-entitled individuals is that they think the world revolves around them. Self-entitlement makes it difficult for those individuals to see things from someone else's perspective at times too, which makes egocentric and self-serving at times. In the past few years, it's been used as an excuse for awful behaviors and has become part of the most common traits in narcissistic people. If you're dealing with somebody who exhibits signs that we've talked about in the vlog, make note and decide if you want that person to remain in your life. Now, with that being said, I don't mean to make light of anybody. I am not one. As far as doing for others, I've given my last $5 to somebody that needed it because I'm selfless. I will not ask for myself. And, leave a comment below if you think that you don't even have to leave a comment. Just think on what we've said in the short vlog today. Let me know what your feelings are, because I think the next subject that we're going to be covering will be dealing with narcissistic people. So narcissistic people and self-entitlement really do go hand in hand. Their inflated sense of self-worth, their perspective on how they deal and live in their life, how they treat others, and things that they may point out. Sorry, guys, my eyes are a little puffy. I took a short power nap when I got home. Sucky sleep night last night. We've all had it. So I definitely want to hear your opinion. So if you feel like it, leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. And I am going to do some research tonight on narcissistic personalities. We have all dealt with it. So if you like the subjects in the vlogs, please leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And I thank y'all for tuning in for our short discussion today. Again, these are only my expressed opinions, and I hope you enjoy. Have a good day.